Good morning, friends. So, a very pleasant morning to all. You're hearing me, right? Friends, you're hearing me? Yes, Mahesh, good morning. Oh, fine. Let's start the session now. Good. So here we have the CSE webinar series, and this is the 16th series. And we have come now for a new topic. As you all know, why am I talking about this essay now? Ma'am, you should be talking after prelims, ma'am. No, not now. But actually, since the exam has been postponed and you have still more 30 to 45 days to prepare, I think essay you can have a refreshing mind and you can start doing now because you have already learned for prelims, and essay will help you to have a distraction from the prelims syllabus. Okay, so in between, you can have a practice on essay. Fine. So this is a CSE webinar series presented by Madhavi, faculty at Kickmakers IAS Academy. So that's my introduction. And we have a preliminary online program that started on 6 May 2020. It has gone past, I think 26 hours have gone. So 1 hour session, 2 per day, 7 days a week, 9 weeks. So you totally have 126 hours. So the classes will be dealt by CSE achievers, eminent personalities, and faculties. And this is at an affordable cost. And you can join through this link. And we also have a next webinar series, which is very popular. And when prelims 2020 will occur. As you all know, the dates are still not coming. So what is the lockdown strategy to clear prelims 2020? It will be held by our eminent personality, that is Mr. Nirmar and IRS. So please register for this, for the upcoming webinar, which is on 23rd May 2020. And now we start with this, how to write a good essay. Fine. So I'll be talking about the basics. I'll give you examples, samples of the papers of the those who have done excellent in their essays. So I'll give you samples of essays also. Fine. So the scope of discussion is the syllabus for essay, benefit of writing essay, challenges in writing essay, sources for essay, preparation strategy, choosing an essay, presentation techniques, time management, practice routine, and a sample essays. So we'll all have a comprehensive talk about the essays. Fine. So the syllabus for essay, friends, you can ask me questions in between also. Suren, are you hearing me now? I think others hearing me, Suren, you will have a problem in your headset or your system. You can log in again and check. Fine, Suren, are you hearing me now? Oh, fine. Okay. Fine. The syllabus for essay. Actually, in 2015 or sometime around, there was a change in the syllabus in the first heading. You must remember, candidates may be required to write essays on multiple topics. So there is a change in this word. Multiple topics. Earlier, there was only one topic. They said candidates are required to write essay on specific topic. This was the syllabus in the earlier 2014 and 15. But now they have clearly given write essays on multiple topics. So it may go around 1, 2, or even 3. UPSC is known for surprises. So now it is now 2 essays where you will have 125 marks each. So, and you have to write around 2,000 to 1,200 words. So let me talk about that. Okay, they will be expected to keep, and they say they will be expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay, to arrange their ideas in orderly fashion, and to write concisely. Credit will be given, that is extra marks, okay, will be given to an effective and exact expression. So I'll give you an example. Like say keep closely to the subject. Okay, fine. Yeah, they are giving you clearly that you must be very relevant. Okay, closely to the subject. So say for example, they are talking about poverty. You cannot talk about hunger. Okay, Hunger can be a part of poverty, but poverty is very wholesome problem. Okay, hunger is only just a one problem. Okay, so you must keep closely to the subject and of the essay to arrange their ideas in orderly fashion. So you have to create a coherence in your writing and to write concisely. That is economy of words. I'll explain it to you in the later part. You must be very economical in using words. Okay, so you cannot explain. I have seen people who have when I write a story, you write a story, the same theme. Let's say I write a story in 200 words, you write a story in 100 words. So that is why how you must write it very concise. You must write the story in 100 words rather than going up to 200 words. Okay, so because you have to put in all your ideas within that 1,000 to 1,200 words. So you must be very concise. And credit will be given for effective and exact expression. What do you mean by effective and exact expression? I think in last month, I think there was a newspaper article. Last month, I was reading both Indian Express and Hindu. There was an article saying about the foreigners. Since you know about the National Register for Citizens in Assam, okay? So in the NRC thing, they told in the Indian Express it was written as declared foreigners. Okay, declared foreigners were detained in the Assam detention centers. That was the news. But in Hindu, it was said the foreigners were detained in the detention centers. So which you think will be better expression? Declared foreigners or just foreigners? Which you think a better expression? So declared foreigners, I think that will be a better expression. And say, for example, I can give you one thing, like U5MR. You know what is U5MR? U5MR. U5MR is nothing but under 5 mortality rate. So say, for example, under 5 mortality rate is, say, for example, 32. Okay, 32% or 32. Just I'm not telling you exact numbers. U5MR, that is under 5 mortality rate is 32. Instead of saying that under 5 mortality rate is 32, which is very having a greater concern. Instead, you can say there are 32% of the children who don't celebrate who die before celebrating their 5th birthday. That is how you express. You create a concern from your words itself. Okay, instead of telling it is a greater concern, you just say that the children, there are 32% of children who don't see their 5th birthday, who die before their 5th birthday. That is how you create a concern in your expression itself. So that is how you effectively give your expression. You give effective in your exact expression. Okay, so that is how you express. Fine. So it's paper 1, fine. It is 250 marks. So as I said, if it is 2 topics, it will be 125 marks each. If it is 1 topic, 250 marks whole. And 1 essay, since it is 2 essays now, 1 essay each will have 1,000 to 2,200 words. You have to write around 8 to 9 pages, or based on your handwriting, you can go around 6 to 9 pages. Fine. If it is a bigger handwriting, you go up to 9 pages, or smaller, 6 pages itself. Okay. And what is the types of essays? So before knowing, see, maybe UPSC is a general studies paper, fine, but you must know what is the types of essay as a part of a literature, fine. So there are different types of essay. One is descriptive essay. What is descriptive essay? Descriptive essay is just, I'll give you an example when I'm talking about the sample essay. Descriptive essay, say for example, they're talking about poverty. You tell that 21 or 29% of the people are poor, and there are around 260 million those who go to bed without food in the night. So that is how you describe the problem. You describe the concern, you describe the child labor problem. So that is a descriptive essay. How about narrative essay? Narrative essay is how you tell a story. Say, for example, you have seen in Jharkhand there was 3 children who died. Okay, so you can tell the story behind that 3 children who died of hunger. So like that, you can narrate a story. And cause and effect, it is simple as GS. Okay, you will talk about, you will give an introduction, cause and effect of the problem, and then solutions if at all, and then you conclude. Okay, that is how you write an essay. Or you can compare and contrast. Say for example, the life in cities, the life in rural areas. You can, first para you can write about life in cities. Second para you talk about just contrary how the life is in the rural area. So just like that, contrary, each para will be telling about cities, rural area, cities, rural area. So like that you can compare and contrast. Or even in one para, you can contrast between cities and rural. Fine. And process is how you, in a research essay and all, they'll explain you the process of a particular theme. Okay. And in expository, it means facts. You're giving facts and explaining the facts. Mostly it is given in the research-based essays. Okay, and persuasive essays that even UPSC can ask for. Say for example, they can ask whether nuclear technology can be the next form of energy security. Or say for example, they can ask you whether presidential form of government can be a better solution for India's for the inefficiency of the parliamentary form of government, or whether democracy is waning or withering democracy. So like this, a question can be asked where you have to persuade the examiner that no, it is not like that, or you have to say yes, it is like that. So you have to give arguments for or arguments against that particular statement, and then give your then form the essay. So that is how there is the different types of essay. I'll give you an examples for each of that in the end of this thing. Fine. So any questions so far? Yes, Priyadarshini, I told you. See, when a question is asked about poverty, you cannot talk about only hunger. Hunger can be a part of that poverty essay. You have to talk about the various aspects of poverty. That is what I mean. Yes. I'll explain it to you everything. Cause and effect. Say, for example, whether science and technology is a boon or a bane. Okay. Sorry. Causes and effect. Fine. Say, for example, climate change. Okay, climate change is a myth or a reality. Say a question is like that. You can talk about the causes of climate change and the effect of climate change in between the essay. Fine. So that is the thing. Seventh point, argumentative, persuasive essay. Fine. See, persuasive essay is, say for example, again I'll tell you the same topic. Climate change is a myth or a reality. So if you say that it is a myth, you must tell certain facts and explanations and illustrations to argue that climate change is a myth. Or if you want to say that it is a reality, give arguments whether that it is the reality. Fine. So that is how you persuade. That is you convince the examiner with your viewpoints. Fine. Okay. Now, benefit of essay. So benefit of essay is the choice of topics. As I said, there'll be 2 essays that you have to write, but within the 2 essays, you have four choices. So 4 choices, you have to choose one, and in the section B also, 4 choices, you have to choose one. So section A, section B, you have four choices, totally 8. So you will be choosing 2 among them. And you need just lesser efforts. I told you in the starting, no, you have studied for prelims. That information is enough. I'll tell you. Okay, the things that you have learned for prelims and for mains is totally enough for your essay writing. Fine. Only presentations and certain things you have to give an organization to your thoughts. That is what needed in essay. That needs practice. So lesser efforts and more dividend. More dividend, which I mean, because it is one paper which is giving totally 250 marks, and it is also scoring. That is, there are people who have scored up to 170 plus. Okay, so this is a very scoring paper, and I have seen people who have gone up in their ranking because of the essay, and they have got the service because of essay. So that is highly scoring, and you can show your originality. Fine. I'll give you, when I'm talking about a sample essay, you will see that a person who's writing the same, there are different persons who are writing the same topic in different manner. So that is very great thing, because you have the opportunity to show your originality. Okay, so that is how, as I said, see, the same question, say for example, climate change is a myth or a reality, you can start with start telling it as a narrative essay, you can write it as a narrative essay, or you can just write it as a process essay or cause and effect essay, or even you can keep it as a persuasive essay also. So you have the room for experimenting anything that you want. And no boundaries. That is, you can write all the ideas. You can put in every facts that you know, and make the essays very relevant to the examiner. Okay, and then free flow writing. That is, there is no constraint that 25 questions are there. You have to write everything that is in the 25 questions. You have only one topic. Okay, you will be having the opportunity to write free flow. And the challenges, this is a major thing. The challenges are, first, choosing the essay. See, what if I know all the topics? There are 4 topics, as I said. There'll be 4 topics. You have to choose one among them. Okay, what if I know all the topics? What if I don't know any topic? What if I know equally 2 topics or 3 topics, whatever? Okay, so if you know all the topics, well, good. And that is the way, because you know everything, because you have learned for prelims and mains. You will know the terms, you will know the current affairs based on that. So, but you must see what you will have to write. Okay, you have to write around 1,000 to 1,200 words. So you must remember which topic you choose. You don't have to take risk. I'll explain to you when I'm talking about choosing the essay, but still, I'll tell you 2 things. One, you must have the content for, and you must have the interest. 2 things must make you choose your topic. Okay, the content and interest. Okay, say for example, I have the content for everything. See that you have the content, whether 20 keywords you have or 50 keywords you have, right, where you have the maximum content. Okay, and then where you have the interest, whether you think that I'll be able to impress the examiner. So that is how you will choose the topic. So choose the essay where you have the content and the interest, more content and more interest. Okay, you can have content and interest in every topics, or none of the topics, but at least an interest in one topic will help you to write it. And also remember one thing, you must understand it. Okay, this is very, very important. Only after seeing that you correctly understand the particular topic, you get the content and you get the interest. See, there are philosophical topics. The philosophical topics is usually can be interpreted in many ways. Say, for example, about customary morality. There are people I've seen when we came out after the exams. There are people who talked about customary morality or past consciousness. There was 2 questions in that. Okay, so about past consciousness or customary morality. There are people who said different ideas on that. Okay, so there are people who can understand it differently. See that you correctly understand that particular topic and see that there is a content for that and you have the interest in writing that. Okay, so and you must remember that you must impress the examiner. That is very important. See that you will be able to get the confidence that you will be able to impress the examiner and not take any risk. Okay. Then starting trouble. So usually when you start, you will wonder, ma'am, yes, I have lots of opportunity, whether I can write narrative essay, persuasive essay, cause and effect essay. Oh God, I have lots of opportunity to write different types of essay for the same topic. Oh, how will I start? So I'm wondering whether I should start with narrative essay, or I should start with the quote, or should I start with the poem, or should I start with the fact? You will have, because of the opportunity, you also have a challenge that how to start. Okay, so this starting trouble, you have to take a decision and stick to that. Fine. Connecting para to create a flow. Yes, you have to connect the para. I'll tell you how in the presentation session. Okay, presentation slide. And connecting to the topic. Remember that you'll be writing for the essay Okay, you will write the essay, say for example, 2 paras in each page. Okay, so each para must be connected to the next para. That is what connecting para means. And each para must uniquely must connect the topic. Okay, so these two things you must ensure. The flow para between the para must be connected, and the para as the individual para you must have connection with the topic. So for this, what you have to do is read the topic again and again. Whenever you finish the para, read the para and again, and read the question again, read the next para, read the question again. So you must revisit the questions again and again to keep yourself stick close to the subject. Okay, so as the syllabus says, close to the topic, read the topic again and again, so that you will be streamlined into the topic rather than keep your ideas flattered, fragmented, or wandering around. Okay, so you must keep your revisit the question in order to connect to the topic and connect the para. And then you have a challenge when you will be running out of how much to write. Say 500 to 600 words, fine. But with the same topic, fine, I have only one topic, fine, how much I should write? I have to go above even plus 600 words. So you have a challenge. After writing 500 words, you will be getting exhausted. So you have to manage that also. And how to conclude? Yes, I'll let you know. Grammar and vocabulary. So people from Tamil medium have the challenge. How will I cope with grammar and vocabulary? Friends, first is content is important. Then the presentation is important. Then comes the language. Language is the least priority, but still, without the proper language, you cannot convey the content to the examiner. That is there, right? So without the language, say for example, you will miss they will not understand if you don't write correct sentence, okay, correct spellings. Okay, so they'll be wondering what you have written itself. Okay, the content will not be conveyed if you don't have the language properly. So please improve your language, which is very important. Okay, you need not write like Salman Rushdie and all, any authors or English authors. Okay, you have to write just simple sentence, simple language. Fine, if you're writing in Tamil, well, good. I'll also display a sample essay on Tamil also, which our institute actually correct Tamil essay papers also. So I'll show you that. But language, you must mind that you will write simple language, but you don't make any spelling mistakes. Find spelling mistakes and grammatical mistakes, you must see that you are not making it. Okay, please read it again and again. Okay, fine. This will help you in conveying the content rightly to the examiner. And missed points. Say for example, I'm writing this para. Okay, I switched to the next para, but suddenly I remember I have to write one thing in this para. Should I have to strike it down and write it again? It will create a bad impression. Leave it. Okay, if you have missed some points, very well. You will get the mark for the points that you've written rather than the missed points that you have not written. Okay, please don't strike it down or strike it down like that. Okay, simple thing, you can strike it like this, fine. Okay, but don't strike the entire para and rewrite it again to include certain points that you have missed. Okay, it is fine. Okay, because I have 40 keywords for an essay, but I'll be able to write only 20 keywords in the essay. Okay, it's okay. If you miss points, no problem. Fine. Then the sources for essay. Okay, I'll stop for the questions after this. Sources for essay is newspaper, Yojana, selected articles in magazines. So what are the magazines? Usually Frontline magazines. If at all, see, you don't have to buy a Frontline and see, ma'am, yes, you told me Frontliner, so I'm reading it. Don't waste your time on a new magazine now. Okay, Frontline selective articles, and you can also read from Guardian. Most important is EPW. Okay, it will also help you on optionals also. If you're reading for optionals like EPW, down to earth and all, you'll be reading. If you're a geography student, you'll be reading down to earth. If you are a sociology student, you will be reading EPW. But selected articles is fine. Okay. Even if you don't read this magazine, well, very good. Yojana itself is enough. Okay, Yojana will help you in, see, first thing from these things, you will first get ideas. Okay, that is content you will get. Then you will also get language. Okay, the language, the flow they write. Okay, and also important thing is expression. These things, three things you will get from these sources. How do they express their content in the way of writing in the newspaper? As I said, in Indian Express and Hindu, I saw declared foreigners. That is how they use the words. Okay, fine. So I'll be giving you a certain thing. Say, for example, window of opportunity, or promise or peril, double-edged sword. Yesterday, I think Sunday's newspaper, if you have read Sunday's newspaper, this week Sunday newspaper, there was a thing, banking was going into uncharted turf. Uncharted turf. Okay, so this was a word I saw in Hindu newspaper. And there was another word, cautious bet. Cautious bet. Today, I'm talking about the recent Sunday newspaper. Cautious bet. Okay, it was about Nirmala Sitharaman's reform measures. They said cautious bet. Okay, and uncharted turf. Okay, whether the banks giving loans to the informal sector is considered as an uncharted turf. Okay, going into an uncharted territory where there are a lot of risks and the bank does not know how to go take that risk. Okay, so cautious bet is one positive term. Okay, positive and thing. So these are the terms I saw in newspaper itself: uncharted term, cautious bet, window of opportunity, lost opportunity, and changing tides. That is the as you all know, the coronavirus is making economy changing tides. Okay, making globalization change tides. Okay, so these are the words that I picked from the newspaper itself. So how it can help me? It can help me give subheadings or give an effective expression during my explanation of certain things. Okay, so this is how you will make best use of the newspaper. So newspaper is not just for the prelims and mains preparation, it is also for the essay preparation. Okay, so newspaper, Yojana, selected articles in magazine is good for the essay, right? And then the toppers answer paper, then the previous year UPSC question paper and GS syllabus, Google for quotes and anecdotes. Here, friends, I have for quotes, I have given a handout. Okay, so you can use that handouts, and you can also write your own quotes whenever you see newspaper or Yojana also. Yojana, I think in Yojana there are a lot of quotes that you can find out. Okay, in the start of the article or in the end of the article. So make a note of the quotes used in the Yojana. So whenever the quotes, please see that you're connecting the quotes to the issue. Okay, I'll tell you how in the next slide. Okay, so here toppers answer paper, you have to see whether it is Tina Dabi or Shruti, right, or Ardeep, whatever be. You get the Google the toppers answer paper and see that how they have written, how they have presented, how their content are, how they have expressed everything. And previous year UPSC question paper, yes. Even in previous year UPSC question paper, you also get the codes. Okay, certain time, and sometimes the codes itself becomes the topic. So you will get the codes from the previous year UPSC question paper itself. So please see the previous year UPSC question paper and practice with that. And GS syllabus, yes. GS syllabus, how it will be useful is the dimensions that you get for economy, agriculture, society. So you get the dimensions, how the essay must be. So actually, when an essay is like this, essay is only one topic. Okay, say for example, climate change. Okay, say I'm giving only one example so that I'm able to connect it for everything. Okay, say for example, climate change. This topic, I can connect everything in the syllabus. Climate change, starting from history, industrial revolution, Yes, and then from society where the migrants are all be affected by climate change. Okay, how women is more affected by climate change, and then how the geography is being affected, how the how the political solutions are given, what is the lacunae in the political solutions, and how the international efforts are being taken, and so on and so forth. In the 3 year syllabus, you can split, create dimensions from the climate change. So you can split this topic, climate change, into number of GS questions. Okay, in different subjects like geography, history, society, international affairs, international security. Say for example, internal security. Say for example, where Arctic is opening. Okay, do you think only resources will be useful in Arctic? You will also have security problem when the Arctic ice is melting. Okay, because Russia will become more powerful. Okay, it wants to assert its power. Okay, it will be able to go and invade any part of the territory through Arctic seas. So even China can do that. Okay, it can create island there. Okay, so internal security problems also can be security problems can also be created through climate change. So you must remember all that. Fine. And climate change can also be a challenge to internal security. Say for example, Siachen and all. Okay, Siachen glaciers and all. So you have to think. Okay, and Google for quotes and anecdotes. Yes, fine. And I'll tell you what is anecdotes later. Okay, preparation strategy. Any doubts so far? Yes, Brigham, you can connect current affairs with essay. Mostly the essays are based on the current affairs only. I'll tell you how. Subheadings, Shruti, subheadings can be one way of writing your essay, but you can also write just free flow without subheadings also you can write. Harini, what's your question? Okay. Ma'am, you said 125 marks, we have to write 2 essay, but now you said section A and B, 8 topics in that we have to write, and 4. No, in section A, there'll be 4 topics, you have to choose one, and section B, there is 4 topics, you have to choose one. Okay, so totally you will be writing two topics for among 8 is what I mean. Priyadarshini, if you're finding difficult to understand the question, you must read it again and again. Okay, I'll help you personally also. If you're a student, you can ping me in Telegram. Krishna Kumar, you must be constructively criticize and be optimistic also, because you are you have to become a UPSC, you have to become a collector. Okay, IAS aspirant. You will have problems, but you must give a solution. Otherwise, just seeing that the problem exists, you can't say the world will be like this only. You can't change anything. You can't be very pessimistic also. Yes, yes, yes. I'll be answering all this. Anita, give me some points not to disappoint the examiner in writing. No, no, I'll tell you what you should avoid. Okay. Yes, I'll address it. I think you are pretty going fast with your questions. I'll explain it to you each. Okay. I think when I'm making my presentation, I think your answers will be clear. Okay, fine. The preparation strategy is you have to take, it is actually the whole preparation takes only 2 weeks, but you can take intermittent preparation also. So go back to source, as I said, Yojana, newspaper, GS syllabus and all. Identify themes. Say for example, farmer suicide. Okay, if farmer suicide is often in news. Okay, now corona is often in news. Before that, what was often in news? What was often in news? Say, for example, trade war, which was often in news. Okay, trade war between US, China, US was fighting with us also. So a lot of problems with trade war, and anti-globalization was another thing. Okay, so there are topics which is getting repeated. There are issues, okay, themes, okay, which is getting often repeated in the newspaper. Say, for example, demographic dividend. how the youth population is increasing in India, and even there is a old age people, old age population is increasing. That is also was in news. Okay, so farmers' crisis was often in news. So you have to identify things which is always talked about. Say, for example, artificial intelligence, science and technology, or Internet of Things, or privacy problem. Okay, so privacy problem was in the topic, was often in the news. Okay, or generally the rights of the people. Okay, okay, and the cyber threats. Okay, so you must pick the themes which are often in news and see that you make a SWOT analysis. I'll give an example of the SWOT analysis I did in the next slide. Okay, what is SWOT? SWOT means strength, okay, weakness, opportunity, threats. Okay, so SWOT analysis you have to do for the theme that you have identified. Say, for example, artificial intelligence. You have to do what are the strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats in artificial intelligence, and then the solutions and everything. Okay, if you are talking about privacy, the same thing, strength, weaknesses. What if privacy become a right? What if not? What will be the effect of privacy as a right? Okay, so on and so forth. You have to explore the theme in different aspects and pick out the points and write it down. Okay, this is how you prepare. And then GS preparation. So for this themes you have identified now. So artificial intelligence, if I have identified this is the theme which is often in news, now I'll do SWOT analysis. How I'll do SWOT analysis based on my GS preparation. I've learned for prelims as well as mains. And codes. Codes I have done, made your work very simple. I've given a handout of it. Okay, but do add number of codes because this material is not exhaustive. So codes you can connect, but you have to connect. So for artificial intelligence, what code will suit the most? I'll let you know in the next slide. Okay, so you have to pick out the codes for each themes that you will study. Fine. And side headings, yes, as I said in the newspaper, say for example, uncharted lost opportunity, cautious bet. So these are the side headings that you can pick up from the newspaper and articles. Okay, I'll explain it to you in the sample essay how they have used the topics. And examples, yes, examples. Say for example, I said in Jharkhand, there was 3 children who died of hunger. Okay, and say for example, sterilite issue. Okay, so these are the examples that you have to take. Say for example, in artificial intelligence, you can take examples of what examples? Can you give me some example for artificial intelligence? The neon, yes, that was a virtual human thing. Neon, recent this lead done by Samsung, right? The neon. Okay. Yes, yes. Presentation. I'll do it later. Yes, I'll address all your questions. I'll pause for your questions later. So if at all there is there are things which I have not covered, you can ask me. Fine. So examples. Say for example, in artificial intelligence, you can give examples like the neon, or say for example the new game, which was that by IBM. Okay, so certain examples that you can collect and keep it. Say for example, cyber threats that you have no WannaCry. Okay, so these are some of the examples you will collect and keep it. Anecdotes. So what is an anecdote? Anecdote, it means a story. Okay, say for example, as I said, in Jharkhand there are 3 children who died of hunger. So this can be one story, and there are a number of anecdotes. Say for example, if the question is about leadership, you can talk about the leader who APJ Abdul Kalam will be talking. No, Vikram Sarabhai. Okay, Bose, and you can talk about Nehru. Okay, Indira Gandhi. So you can give certain extract of their story. Okay, how they managed things. Okay, so those can be given as an anecdote. Okay, or it can be fictional or non-fictional also. Okay, so anecdotes can be given to explain and illustrate the topic. Say, for example, Gandhi, Life of Truth. So if at all the question is about truth, you can talk about that. If it is about forgiveness, you can talk about any of the extract of any life story, like Buddha, everything, anything. And practice is very essential. So you have to try and see what is your mistake and then correct it. Note making, see here, I've done two things. This is my notes. Okay, I'll show you the topper's essay, but now my notes. See here, Codes of Nehru. See, culture is the widening of mind and spirit. Okay, so culture is the widening of mind and spirit. So this is a general thing, but how can I connect it? I can connect it to gender inequality. So culture is the widening of mind and spirit. We have to widen our mind, thinking about what the gender rights are. Okay, see this thing. The policy of being too cautious is greatest risk of all. Here now, the artificial intelligence can be taken because we are thinking whether to go for artificial intelligence or not, whether to regulate artificial intelligence or not. We are thinking of whether to go for medical procedures through artificial intelligence or not. We are very hesitating because of the risk involved in it. But the policy of being too cautious is greatest risk of all, is what Nehru said. Okay, so we have to move into this artificial intelligence that you can argue for. Okay, say this, see this. Citizenship consists in the service of the country. So you can talk about NRC, see, National Register for Citizens. This is what Nehru said. Again, see this. Ignorance is always afraid of change. You can talk about in this technology. Okay, so ignorance is always afraid of change. So this is how the codes, you have to connect it with the issue. Okay, here, see, I've taken cities as one topic. I've identified the strengths, challenges, opportunities, threat, and solutions. Okay, this is another notes. See, cities, what are the strengths? The economy, 63% of GDP. Employment for rural people as well as women, because women has an equal ground, but rural area, they don't have the equal opportunity, but in cities they have. So investments attracted, industries created. See the opportunities, the decentralization, transit-oriented development, threat, see the threat, ghettoization, crimes. Ghettoization means one community restricted in the certain area. So congestion, pollution. So this is how you identify the theme, because smart city was often in news. I identified the theme as cities. Okay, I thought cities can be coming in the essay paper. So cities I identified, and I made strength, challenges, opportunity, threat, and solution also. So this is how you can think. This thing, I have not read any particular material and got the points. This is the wider learning, because in prelims you would have learned it in the economic survey, you would have learned it in society, you would have learned it in geography. So all the points have accumulated and made all these things. Okay, okay. So this, you will not have a separate material to make notes. Okay, you have to recall all the points and structure it in under strengths, challenges, opportunities, and threat. Okay, then choosing essay. Whether I can choose a technical essay or a philosophical essay, it is based on your strength. If you're best in philosophical essays, good, go ahead. If you're best in technical essay, go ahead. But see that you understand it, you have the maximum content, and you have the maximum interest. That is very important. And common, should I have to go for a common essay or a unique essay where nobody will write that essay? Please don't take risk. Whichever you understand, take the topic. Even if everybody writes the same essay about primary healthcare and education was the last year essay, everybody would have wrote that, because other essays were a little difficult. But take a common topic, do difference in your writing rather than the topic. Okay. The themes. Okay. So themes you can identify, as I told you in the last thing. Newspaper, whichever often in news, take that as a theme and create a content for it. And optional subject related, whether I can be choose a topic, say for example, if I'm a geography student, whether I can choose a topic about border management. If I'm a sociology student or a philosophy student, whether I can go for a philosophical topic. Well, you can. As I said, this optional subject, if at all you have the question based on the optional, it is opportunity that you have, because you have the maximum content. But see through that, you're not going in one line based on your sociology, and you're not giving too much technical terms. Okay, because the examiner, that is the person who's correcting your paper, is from a literature background, humanities background. He may not understand certain technical terms. Say for example, you're talking about social engineering. Okay, social engineering. You must explain what is social engineering. Okay, you must explain what is glass ceiling. Okay, okay, at least in the expression you have to explain what you mean from that particular keyword. Okay, fine. So this you must remember that you have to explain it to the examiner whenever you are using a key terms. If it is optional subject related and you don't go deep into it, make it very general. Okay, right, very general, but you can use the content, but not too much of technical keywords. And also remember that since it is optional subject related, you must not only give an aspect. If I'm a sociology student, I should not only give an aspect of sociology. I should also talk about political aspects, the what is historical aspects. Okay, so other aspects also I must give. I must ensure that I'm giving it. Okay. Then presentation techniques. So this is how you choose an essay based on your content, based on your interest, and based on your understanding. Then the presentation techniques. This is very important, as you all know. So what is that? How you present. You must remember that you must show your originality. And the presentation, good handwriting and legible. See that in a page. Okay, as you know, it is 1,000 to 1,200 words. Remember that in a page you write only 2 to 3 paragraphs based on your handwriting. If your handwriting is too big, if your letters are too big, make only 2 paragraphs in a page, in a side. Okay, otherwise 3. And see that you finish that para in the particular page. Okay, don't take the para to the next page. Please don't. Okay, finish the para, 2 paras in 1 page, and go for the next para in the next page. Okay, and then see that only 2 paras and 1 para. See that you only stick to 4 to 5 lines and not more than that. Okay, but for stories and for explanation of stories, you don't have limits. But if at all, if it is a descriptive or definitive essay, go for para which is having 4 to 5 lines. Okay, fine. So please stick to this 4 to 5 lines. If it is a story, you can go beyond and explain the story in 1 para itself, and then start with the explanation in the next things. Fine. And legible, please be very legible. Okay, improve your handwriting. That is very, very important. It gives an impression. Then coherence. Coherence is what I think told you about, the link between each para and the link with the topic. Okay, that is what coherence means. And also you must create a flow between the para. Say for example, I'm talking about hunger. Say for example, I'm talking about poverty, where I'm talking about the children who are poor and unable to eat. Okay, I should not switch directly to the problem of the others. Okay, I have to create a flow and then switch to the next para. And relevance, yes, relevance to the topic is very important. It must be very specific to the topic, and completeness you must create with your all the aspects. Say for example, I'm talking about climate change. I have to explain what is a climate change. My entire essay should have covered what is a climate change, why a climate change, how a climate change. So these are the questions. Various questionnaires must have been answered in the essay. Okay, if at all related to the topic. Say for example, if the topic is about inclusive development, say for example, inclusive development. What is an inclusive development? How it will be achieved? Why it will be? Why it is not still achieved? So these are the questions which must be addressed in your essay. So that is how, which gives you the completeness of the essay. Then well organized, yes. You can have random points, but see that it is having a coherence and flow. Okay, so that makes it well organized. And I have answered one question now. somebody asked me whether to go for paragraph or bulletin. Please don't go for a bulletin. Only paragraph, because it is an essay. Okay. If it is a GS paper, you can write all the answers in a bulletin, no problem, except for the introduction and the conclusion. Here, even for conclusion, you can go for bulletin. But here, only paragraph, stick to that. Okay. And then take stand and convince with arguments. So if at all climate change is a myth or a reality, or whether science is a boon or a bane, so you must say what you wanted to say in the first paragraph itself. Say whether climate change, you're saying it is a myth or a reality, or you're saying science and technology is a boon or a bane. You must explain what is your stand in the initial time itself, and also convince with arguments. Okay. Innovate and give new perspectives. Say for example, I was last year when I was preparing for essay, I was thinking this. See, there can be solutions. So for writing solutions, I was thinking I can write solutions like short-term solution, medium-term solution, long-term solutions. Okay, and solutions from different angles. Say solutions from youth, solution from old age people, solution from child, and solution from women, and solution from a citizen. Okay, solution by an international organization, solution by an NGO, solution by the students. Okay, solution by the scientist. Okay, this is how I think, I thought that, okay, so when I'm talking about solution, who can all give solutions? Say for example, there was a question whether alternative technologies can be should be used for climate change. So there was a question on alternative technologies. So who will have the best interest in creating alternative technology? It is the students. Okay, so 11th and 12th students, say for example, through Adult Innovation Mission or Adult Tinkering Lab and all, you can make interest in the 11th and 12th student and ask them to create this alternative technology which they have created so long. So this is how you can give solutions. So that is how you innovate and give new perspectives. And facts, quote. So facts you can use. Say for example, as I said, you under 5 mortality rate is 32%. Say for example, the undernutrition is 48%. Say for example, I'm not giving you exact numbers. I'm just giving the facts. Okay. Say for example, our ease of doing business is we are in 77 or 63 now, right? So that you can give. Okay, given by World Economic Forum. So like that you can give facts. Or you can give a quote that I have already given, but use only relevant quote and relevant facts and connect the fact and quote through analysis. Okay, you have to explain the quote or the facts, why you have made that, or why you have written that quote or a fact itself. And then optimistic tone. Please ensure that you have an optimistic tone, because certain subtle pessimism is fine, because you have to tell about the problems. Say for example, as I said, when I'm talking about a solution, you should also talk about the lacunae in solutions. Say for example, child labor abolition has been done. Okay, I saw Shruti top house paper. She was talking about how RTE, that is right to education, can reduce child labor, but still right to education is not enough. Yes, so that is how you say you are constructively criticizing how RTE is not enough to eradicate child labor. But you must ensure that you are giving an optimistic tone in your entire essay. And constructive criticism, yes, that is very important. Diagram. Certain people are asking, will ask me, ma'am, should I draw a diagram? Well, you can go ahead. Okay, you can draw a flow chart. Okay, flow chart or a tree diagram. Okay, or anything, even an India map, and make any representation that you wanted to give, any illustration that you wanted to give it through a diagram, but please ensure that you only stick to 1 or 2 diagrams. Okay, because it is an essay, it is better you avoid diagrams, and if at all you wanted to make better representation of diagram, only go for 1 or 2 diagrams or not more than that. Brainstorming. Final. Any questions? Yes, some, Mahesh, you can write some as bulletin points, but see that you are explaining it in a paragraph. I'll explain it to you when I'm talking about one topic. Okay. Challenges and threats. Somebody wants the difference between challenges and threats, and I'll tell you. Okay, brainstorming. Say, for example, I told you to identify themes. Say, for example, I have identified themes like coronavirus. So, COVID is the problem now. Okay, so that is the theme which is which can be asked in the coming essay. Say, for example, or it can be about health. Okay, or about COVID, or about globalization, because globalization is now becoming a threat. Okay, so certain things can be coming from the essay I'm predicting. Okay, so I have to start brainstorming. Okay, first, or if at all I start writing an essay, they are giving me a topic. Say, for example, climate change is a myth or a reality. First, I have to brainstorm. Brainstorm means I'm taking the topics. Say, for example, I have to draft certain statements. Say, for example, quote and all, I should think and write it down so that I remember the entire quote and not forget the half of the quote, and I remember only half of the quote. So you should draft certain statement and see that you are writing it properly. And questions, as I said, whether you have to think what is climate change, how will climate change, why climate change and all. You have to think about, think the content on that question aspects. And then you have to recall some quotes, anecdotes, examples to connect with the topic. And then random keywords. Say, for example, when I'm thinking about climate change, I can think about air coolers, urban heat island. So these are the things. There are some keywords when I'm talking about climate change. So you can pick out the keywords where whatever I have learned from mains and prelims. Viewpoints. Okay, whether I'm talking about climate change is a myth or reality, I have to create viewpoints and create arguments for that. Facts and statistics also I can quote, recall those facts and write it down in the brainstorming. That is a rough work. And multi-dimensions, yes, this is very important. You have to think how temporal, that is past, present, and future tense, and spatial. How, say, for example, COVID is affecting Western countries and the developing countries, or you can differentiate as a first world country, second world country, third world country. So you have to see the different aspects of COVID affecting different parts of the countries. Okay, different parts of the world. And sectoral means agriculture, industry, service sector. Okay, so these are, you must understand the themes, how the theme, that is the topic, affects agriculture, affects industry. Say, for example, artificial intelligence. Okay, but how it affects agriculture industry, services, or how it is an opportunity for agriculture industry or services. And sectional is women, children, youth, old age. So in this aspect also, how artificial intelligence can help women, child, youth, old age people and all. Institutional is, say, for example, media, okay, public sector units. So this is how you think about institutional aspects. So this is how you will brainstorm content for a topic. Okay, you will, for a rough work, usually you will have the rough work in the last page of the essay, last part of the answer sheets. So you will create all the content, and then in the main draft, you will elaborate on this particular rough work. Okay. Plan the structure and flow. This is very important. You have to plan the structure and flow. What is the structure and the flow? Say, for example, I have got the keywords, I've got the quotes, anecdotes, I've addressed all the questions. Okay, I got the facts and statistics. But where you will place those facts, where you will place those keywords in the answer. Okay, you have to write an essay for 1,000 to 1,200 words. How I will keep place these keywords in the particular essay, you have to think. Okay, plan a structure. So whether I'm talking, I'm going to start with the social aspect, or I'm going to start with the political aspect, or I'm going to start with the historical aspect, you have to write it down. Usually how I do is, I will write all the facts that I remember. I'll write all this quotes I remember. I'll write down all the random keywords I remember. Then I will start numbering it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and so say for example, I wanted to put this facts in this first para, I'll put it as 1A. Okay, that is how I organize my things. Okay, and then I start writing my answer. Okay, so that is how you plan the structure and flow. You will get the random keywords, but see that where you place it in the answers. And for example, if you start writing the introduction, you will have the body, and then you have the conclusion. Don't write introduction, conclusion, and all as your side heading. Please don't. Say, for example, I'm starting with the introduction. Okay, so I'll tell you what are the types of introduction. Say, for example, I'm starting with the body. Okay, body, I'm writing with the subheadings. Or you can also go without subheadings also. Say, for example, I'm going with the subheadings and then I'm concluding it. Okay, so in the subheadings, what are the topics I will, what are the keywords I will be using and elaborating. That is how you have to structure your flow. Then introduction. So there are different kinds of introduction that you can give. First, say for example, if it is a topic, say for example, climate change, you have to define the thing and explain the concept. And then you can also say, talk about history. Say for example, they are talking about globalization. You can talk how globalization started from the ancient times and all. Okay. And an anecdote, you can give a short story. Say for example, poverty is the worst form of violence. So you can talk about an incident where the poor died because of hunger and all. So that anecdote can be given. Then story, yeah, you can start with the story. Or you can start with the poem. I'll give you a sample essay on that. Okay. Then you can start with a quote or a paraphrase. What do you mean by paraphrases? Say, for example, if you remember the exact quote, exact wordings of the quote, you can just quote it. Or if you don't know how the quote is, you can paraphrase it with a single quote. Okay. Or you can start with a question. Okay. And then I'll give you examples for this. You can start with the data or statistics explaining the scenario. Or you can start with the current affairs with the opening note. Or you can start with the famous statements of any author or personality. Or you can talk about a paradoxical situation. What do you mean? Paradoxical situation is, say for example, India is growing at a rate of 6%, but there are poor people who are dying in the thing. Say for example, here you can say when the in the COVID issue itself, there was a thought when the foreign migrants are coming in flight, you will see that the domestic migrants are walking down the streets. Okay, so like this, you can give a contrary statement. Okay, to start an essay. Fine, I'll give you an example. I think it's very monotonous. I'll give you examples and show you. See this thing. I think everybody able to see the sample essay. Is the thing is very clear? Okay, everybody want to have? Yes. Okay, Mahesh. Fine. See this one Tamil essay which was corrected. See, it was about inclusive growth. The second topic. Economic growth doesn't mean anything unless it is an inclusive growth. Okay. So they have started, see, if you know Tamil, fine, you can read it, but I'll explain it to you. They have told an incident, a person has written about an incident in Bihar where a small child, because of poverty, died because he didn't have anything but the lychee to eat. Okay, so this is how the anecdote, okay, you through an anecdote, you can start an introduction. Okay, like a story, fine. And there is one more essay, see here. India becoming an economic superpower, a distant goal. Here, this is more a conversation essay. See, Madhura is a person, he's asking his dad, should work to, what is economic superpower and all. Okay, she has read some newspaper and she's asking her dad, Dad, what do you mean by economic superpower? How we can achieve it? So the essay goes like how Madhura is asking all the questions to the dad and how he is answering. So that is how this essay is being given. And there is another essay. See, I have given you the rough work, how he has done the rough work. Okay, see, he has done the rough work, say introduction. He is starting with the Thiruvalluvar quote. Okay, and he usually goes with the availability of water. So this is how the rough work is done. Okay, under each headings he has got the keywords. Okay, so that is how he has created the rough work for the essay. And now see here, there is a topic. See, climate change is a myth or a reality. I'll read down this. On the eve of the last winter peak, the US President, Mr. Donald Trump, says the Niagara is frozen. Where is the climate change? And conclude it's a myth. So see, he has given a statement from Donald Trump. So this is how you can start an essay also. Here, see, I think this is Tina Dabi's essay. Okay, see this. She has started with the paradox. Okay, for poverty. See, it is a paradox that as India climbs the ladder of economic growth to become the third largest economy of the world in GDP terms, nearly 30% of its population continues to be the victim of poverty. So that is how the paradoxical statement she is starting with. Okay, then she is given a quote, given a person, Amartya Sen, called this as uncertain glory of India. So she has given a quote. Okay, so this is how you can start introducing a particular essay. Okay. So you can start with definition, history, anecdote, story, poem, quote, questions, data statistics, current affairs, or a famous statement, paradox. Then body. So you will explain the content with facts and explanation, or you can give the dimensions. As I told you on the last time, how the dimensions are. You can give the dimensions: temporal, spatial, sectoral, sectional. Okay, so the dimensions can be like this. Say I start with social aspects, then I start with political aspects. Okay, then I write about economical aspects, then I write about environmental aspects. Okay, then I write about judicial aspects, then I talk about legal aspects. Then I talk about how media is being affected, how youth is being, sorry. Say, for example, I'm talking about how economy, environment, okay, further on, fine. So this is how you go with the dimensions. And you have to see that you have answered all the questions, that is what, why, how, and all. And you can also do SWOT analysis and also make the body. This is, and you also can go with causes, effects, solutions, lacunae in solutions, and way forward. Okay, this is how you can structure your body of the essay. And stakeholders, who can be stakeholders? For example, if it is a climate change, everybody is a stakeholder. But categorize the stakeholders, how they will be affected by climate change, how differently they will be affected by climate change, what are the solutions they can be given. Like I told you, students can give one solution, women can give one solution. For problems for students will be different, problems for women will be different. That is how stakeholder aspect you can create the content for the body. And viewpoints, okay, your opinion, your arguments, that is the viewpoints that you can give it in your body. Then coherence, link, and flow. Yes, this is very important. How you can link the statement. If at all you're writing using a heading, then good. There is no need of link. Okay, if you are giving a subheading, no need of link. But if you're not giving a side heading, start saying socially like this, or next para politically. Okay, or if at all end the statement having discussed socially, we'll talk about what are the political effects of this or political causes of this. So like this, you can link the first paragraph to the next para. Okay, or you can simply write in urban areas. Say, for example, if at all, if you see this Tina Dabi's essay, she has not connected like socially, politically, or having discussed socially. We'll discuss about political. She has not given any link statement, but her writing is having great flow. If you read that, you will know. Okay. Side headings, yes, you can give, but stick to that. You are giving only 3 to 5 side headings and not more than that. Even you can give 2 side headings also very well. Only causes, effects, yes, you can give. And see that the body is like a conversation with the examiner. Okay, you have to explain terms and explain your views. Okay, you must make very simple statement and see that the examiner will understand. The conclusion, okay, two things. You have to talk about the inference of your essay and way ahead solution in the conclusion. Okay, the conclusion can be from 2 to 3 paras or 2 paras. Okay, you have to talk about the inference, what you are trying to say. Okay, and then give the solutions. And it must be in optimistic tone. Time management, as it is the 2 essays, 3 hours, 1000 to 1200 words. So this is the steps. Choosing topic, you will take 5 to 10 minutes. Brainstorming, 15 to 20 minutes each. That is the rough work you are making. You will take 15 to 20 minutes each. Then for writing, based on your speed, it can go about 45 minutes to 1 hour. And revising, 5 minutes to 10 minutes for each essay. This is how you must. And please see that I'm not sticking. It is not a hard and fast rule. You can practice and see how the time you can manage with. You can reduce this to 10 minutes and increase it to 1 hour, 20 minutes also. But remember that it is based on your speed and based on your thinking speed also. Practice routine, 1 essay in 2 weeks, 4 to 5 mock essays must be there. Please see that your essay gets evaluated. We will help you in Kingmakers. You can attend the essay test and we will evaluate your answers and you can get the feedback and you can learn from that mistake. And you have to predict themes also. As I told you, COVID can be another essay topic. So you have to predict themes based on the most current affairs most issue which is coming in the current affairs. So you can predict themes. Say for example, there was a 1 year where youth policy came in. So you can expect education policy. Since education policy is now in news, you can expect a question on education, or you can expect a question on labor. Problems of labor, because labor code is there in the news often, and you can expect a question on parliament efficiency, and you can expect a question on climate change, which is very usual. But science and technology, I think you can expect a question on how artificial intelligence or any other technology will affect the privacy and all. So that is how you have to predict themes. And then when you predict themes, brainstorm content and question and key. And word economy, this I told you. If you want to write a story, if you want to tell anything, please see that you are telling everything in a very short and precise manner. Use word economy, okay? So please don't elaborate too much because you will not be able to tell all your points in that particular 1000 words. Okay, please do write it very simple as well as concise. Okay, this is 2018 and 19 question paper. See here. This wisdom finds true. Say, I took this topic and this topic. Okay, fine. See, courage to accept and dedication to improve are 2 keys to success. See, I give you an example. Actually, I read in the news, Germany actually asked forgiveness from Poland for the Second World War. Okay, remember, Germany asked sorry to Poland for the Second World War, but America refused to say sorry to Japan. Okay, refused to apologize to Japan for the nuclear attack in the same World War. So Germany, I compared Germany, which had a courage to accept its mistake and dedication to improve, is now in the budding economy. Yes, it is improving a lot. But America, see, it has no courage to accept, and it is now its name and fame is declined. So that is how I explained based on the current affairs. Okay, I have used current affairs for explaining this particular essay. So though it is a philosophical topic, you can use the general studies knowledge and explain this. Okay, so this is the international dimension that I have given. Okay, so you can talk about the social dimension. Okay, even in the social dimension, you can talk about how individual have the courage, how the society has the courage, how the institutions have the courage. Okay, say for institution, I mean religious institution. Okay, political institutions. Okay, so say for example, political institution must have the courage to accept that they have a parliament is inefficient, or the religious institution must have the courage to accept that they have discriminated women. So this is how you have to create dimensions, and you have to take down points. International, if I'm talking about political, okay. So political aspects, courage to accept and dedication to improve. Say, for example, education policy, they are now coming with a new education policy. It is a learning that they do. Oh, yeah, the TSR Subramanian committee has accepted the flaws in the education sector, and seeing that our learning outcome has now become better. Okay, now we have to go for a new draft education policy. This is how you explain it in different aspects. Okay, so that is how you create dimensions and take down keywords and points and elaborate the essay. Fine. So question and answers. So questions. Now you can ask me questions. Yes, Satish, you asked me the difference between challenges and threat. See, challenges, what are the challenges for COVID? I'll take you an example. What are the challenges for COVID? Vaccine, producing vaccine for COVID is a challenge. It is not a threat. Okay, while the side effects of that vaccine is the threat. Okay, of the produced vaccine will be the threat. Okay, I think Satish, you can understand that challenge and threat. Conclusion PPT, yes, Muthu, I'll do it. Codes, please see the handouts that I have given. I have given a handout of the codes. As I told you, in Yojana also there are some codes that is available. I'll make another PDF and give you all the things that I have given in this PPT. Priyadarshini, essay is just you can start writing even now. But see that you are not dumping preparation, clashing with the prelims preparation. You can go for 2 weeks once, you can take essay and do it. You can do it anytime. Yes, Pandimina, Yojana is available. I suggest you read Yojana both for your prelims as well as some mains. It will help you, and for essay it will help you a lot. Priyadarshini, what you are asking, we can expect questions about finance minister decision during COVID period, for example, privatization. Yes, actually, see, friends, see, essay is not a GS questions. Remember, essay will be mostly based on a broad theme. Karan is asking me whether privatization can be a question. Yes, but not privatization due to COVID, but privatization as a whole, as a broader topic can be asked in the essay. Remember, essay will have content for 1,000 to 1,200 words. It will be mostly on a broader theme rather than a very narrow theme. Okay, so please see that you are creating a broader theme and thinking on it. Say, for example, cities. So cities is a broader theme. Okay, say for example, I'm talking about migrants. Migration can be a broader theme. Okay, the problem, the migrants issue can be split in various forms. You can talk about the migrants from foreign countries or domestic migrants and all. So there will be a broader theme asked in the essay. Fine. If you are unable to understand the question, if you are unable to get satisfied with your answers, please see that your friends or your mentors and your teachers are correcting the papers, and see that you're get to know what is your mistake. Okay. Gayatri, you can use personality's name, but see that it is not a controversial personality. Say, for example, Shashi Tharoor. Mostly don't Shashi Tharoor or Yogi Adityanath and all. Okay, don't use political person's name maximum, but use political person's name like Nehru and all who have died. Okay, so you can use personality's name. Say for example, Narendra Modi. You can call. You can talk about Mr. Narendra Modi because he's now a prime minister. Okay, Nirmala Sitharaman, who is now doing, but don't talk about anything which is controversial. Yojana will be available in websites. Okay. No, Sneha, no synopsis. This is not a school type essay. Don't write synopsis and all. Synopsis is not needed. Okay, Priyadarshini is asking me, what if they ask question like ethical one? How can we approach it, ma'am? As I said, see ethical aspects, say for example, courage to accept. Courage is an ethical question. But talk about the international, national aspect, political aspect, social aspects and all. You can elaborate on it. Is there any strategy to cover examiner? Correct. It is your presentation and expression only gives you a greater edge with the examiner. Aarti Subha, oh, you wanted to know what is a hobby in there? Anything that you do in your leisure time is called a hobby, and you do it often. Okay, things that you do in your leisure time and you have an interest and you do it often is called a hobby. Nishi Priya, I think you have to write down and get corrected from us. Okay, and see that what is your mistake and you can improve on it. That is not a big deal. Plan structure can be done in main paper, ma'am. Yes, Kimya. Yes, see, for structuring the answers, you can use your syllabus. Okay, for GS main syllabus will help you in structuring the answer. You can start from history, society, geography, polity, international, then economy. So the GS syllabus will add itself will help you in organizing your keywords. So Bharti is asking how to approach question if I didn't understand anything or nothing. Okay, see, this is a difficult question only because you will have the knowledge, buddy, because you have learned a lot in prelims and mains. You will not be there to not know any topics from the UPSC because UPSC is not that cruel. Okay, so you will understand the one topic. Even if you don't understand or if you don't know any topic, see that at least the words you can take and you elaborate on it. No, Niranjan, there is no book source for USAs. Please don't. There are number of books which is available in market, but please don't buy any books for essay. Okay, because it is only the toppers answer sheets, the previous year question papers, the essay code that I shared it with you. This will help other than your GS preparation. Okay, please don't go with any books or anything that is available in the market. Essay does not have any book. Only Yojana and other articles if you want to learn, and newspaper. Temporal means, say for example, I'm talking about globalization. How globalization started from ancient period to now. That is how I go with temporal, past, present, and future tense. Spatial is, I will talk about how globalization has benefited US but affected Africa. Say for example, Africa has been affected by globalization because everybody starts coming in and exploiting the resources. Okay, so that is how you spatially talk about globalization. Yes, Madesh, you have a lot of time in writing an essay. You can very well use 2 colors. I think I have addressed all the questions. Thank you, friends. Thank you. So I think you can make best use of the handouts that I've given. Okay, fine. So PPT, this whole session will be available in YouTube also. So in YouTube, you can take down the notes from the particular PPTs. If you run the whole YouTube video, you can take down that particular PPT and you can download it. Okay, and for the students, I will share it in the Telegram. Thank you, friends. Signing off. Any more questions? I'll just check it out. Yes, if you have made a mistake, slight strike off can be done. But think that you have a time for rough work and all. So please don't make mistakes. Even if you have made mistakes, don't make your presentation too bad in striking it out. Okay, only if it is utmost necessary to strike it out, please do it. Otherwise, leave the matter as such. Himya, I could not understand. Is comparison right, ma'am? What do you mean by comparison? Whether to comparison of essay or comparison of you with others? See, for essay, what you have to concentrate in the newspaper is how they have expressed things. Okay, and matters. Okay, what are the issues which is getting repeated? Okay, the themes. Okay, and then you have to understand see, so far newspaper GS aspects is very important. Okay, whatever you learn for prelims and mains in the newspaper, that will help you in essay also. Only thing I'm asking you to do now is to understand some expression. Say for example, the change, losing opportunity, or uncharted turf. So these are the keywords that can be used in the newspaper that you can take down so that you can use it in the side headings. Anything, any pen. Flowchart, yes, but not more than one. No. See, Gayatri, dimension, I'm telling you, give all the dimension. Don't choose one dimension and talk about it. You should write essay in all the dimensions that is possible. Maximum dimension, maximum marks. Maximum number of dimension, maximum marks. Okay. Yes, Mahadesh. Introduction can be like a trailer to a movie. Yes. SWOT, it is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay, SWOT, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Code standard, it will be available. Okay, it will be available in your mail, I think. Okay, otherwise I'll share it in the Telegram also. Thank you, friends. Thank you, thanks a lot. We'll meet you again for more on this essay if possible. Thank you. Do two things you have to do: newspaper, the subheadings you have to collect, and another thing, please do watch previous year question papers and toppers answer sheet. Thank you.